Time management is money management. Let me say it again. Your calendar is your true bank account. You don't lose money when you overspend. You lose money when you waste hours scrolling, hesitating, and delaying what you know you should be doing. Wealth is not created in your wallet. It's created in your schedule. Every morning routine, every focused hour, every disciplined decision. So if your days are chaotic, your finances will be chaotic. If your hours are unplanned, your dreams will stay unpaid. This audiobook isn't about making more money first. It's about mastering minutes, because every minute you own becomes a dollar you control. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Full script, approx. 1,000 words. Wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your calendar. Money is the harvest. Time is the soil. If your hours are scattered, your bank account will be empty. If your days are unplanned, your life will stay unpaid. You want proof? Look at your calendar. Not your wallet, not your vision board, your calendar. Because if it's not on your calendar, it won't be in your life. Most people believe money comes first. They think once I earn more, then I'll organize my life. Then I'll get disciplined. That's the lie that keeps them broke. Wealth begins with time allocation, not income. Millionaires don't just track expenses, they track hours. They know exactly where Monday went. They know how Tuesday is scheduled before it even starts. You want their results, but you ignore their process. You can't copy someone's success, but refuse to copy their schedule. Time is the only currency that never refunds. Once you spend an hour, it's gone. No bank can return it. No apology can undo it. So why do you guard your money but give away your hours freely? Why do you say no when someone asks to borrow $50 but say yes when someone wants 3 hours of your day? That's why your money leaks. Because your hours leak first. Let me give you a real example. 2 people earn the exact same salary. Same job, same skills, same city. But they end up in completely different financial realities. Why? One of them schedules every hour. They wake up knowing exactly what they're doing from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Work, skill building, rest. It's all accounted for. The other one wings it. They wake up and wait to feel motivated. They guess their way through the day. One builds wealth. The other stays stuck. Same income, different calendar. One gets rich. One stays broke. If it's not on your calendar, it won't be in your life. You have a choice. You can keep calling yourself busy, or you can start being intentional. Busy people react. Intentional people schedule. Busy people say, I'll do it when I find time. Successful people say, I'll do it when I schedule time. That's the key. It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about discipline. Discipline is a calendar decision. Your calendar is not a suggestion board. It's a contract with your future. Every hour you write down is a promise. And if you break those promises daily, don't expect wealth to trust you. Don't expect success to stay with someone who can't even stay with their own schedule. You don't need more motivation. You need more time slots. But I don't like routines. I want freedom. Freedom without structure is chaos, and chaos is expensive. Money loves order. Success loves structure. The people who have the time to relax are the same people who first had the discipline to plan. Freedom is earned by structure. That's the paradox. Start simple. Take one day. Write down every hour. From the moment you wake up, write it. Don't try to make it perfect. Just make it visible. Because what you don't measure, you can't control. And what you don't control will control you. Your calendar reveals your priorities brutally. You say health is important, but your calendar shows no time for exercise. You say family matters, but your schedule is filled with distractions and strangers online. You say you want to build wealth, but your hours go to entertainment instead of education. It's not about what you say you want, it's about what you schedule. You will notice something powerful. Time is slipping through the cracks. Minutes here, hours there. That is your wealth leaking. And you've ignored it because no bill arrives in the mail demanding payment for wasted time. But life sends its own bill. Stress, regret, stagnation. Start treating your hours like currency. Before you spend one, ask, what does this buy me? Progress, peace, or procrastination? Millionaires make time decisions like financial decisions. They invest hours into skills. They invest hours into rest. And they cut hours from drama, noise, and pointless arguments. That's why their days compound into wealth. If it's not on your calendar, it won't be in your life. Say it again. If it's not on your calendar, it won't be in your life. Want to write a book? Schedule it. Want to start a business? Schedule it. Want better health? Schedule the workout, the meal prep, the sleep. Stop waiting for spare time. Spare time is never coming. You make time by assigning it. And no, you don't need anyone's permission. You don't need approval to protect your hours. You don't need validation to say, I'm unavailable. You are not rude for guarding your time. You are responsible. You are focused. You are building a life. The truth is simple. Wealth accumulates in scheduled hours, not in random enthusiasm. Success does not appear in gaps of free time. It appears in deliberate blocks of effort. You are not overwhelmed. You are unstructured. You are not too busy. You are unscheduled. So take control. Open your calendar. Block time for work that pays the bills. Block time for work that builds the future. Block time to rest so you can sustain. And stick to it. Success is not built in intensity. It's built in consistency. Let this sink in. If it's not on your calendar, it won't be in your life. You master your schedule, or your schedule masters you. You choose. And when you choose discipline, your calendar becomes your bank account, where time deposits turn into wealth withdrawals. You've just taken the first step toward time ownership. And time ownership is financial ownership. You understand now. Your calendar is your real bank account. Now, it's time to go deeper. You've seen why planning your hours matters. Next, we'll go into the dangers of not doing it at all. Chapter 2. The cost of an unscheduled day. Freedom isn't the absence of a schedule. Freedom is the result of disciplined structure. But most people don't get that. They think an empty calendar means they're free. They think having nothing planned gives them flexibility. No, an empty calendar is not freedom. It's financial decay in disguise. It's wasted minutes becoming wasted months. It's silent failure happening in real time. Because every hour unplanned is a paycheck abandoned. Let's make this clear. Time doesn't disappear. It converts. Every unused hour converts into something. It either becomes progress or it becomes regret. It becomes income or it becomes delay. You choose the conversion. You have a choice, always. And when you leave your day unscheduled, you don't choose progress. You choose default. You choose distraction. You choose the path that costs you the most. Time with no return. You say you want money, but look at your day. You say you want to build a business, but your calendar is blank. You say you want to master a skill, but your hours are surrendered to scrolling, gossip, and reactive living. That's the key. It's not about desire, it's about discipline. Everyone wants success. Few block time for it. Every hour unplanned is a paycheck abandoned. Repeat it. Understand it. You're not just losing minutes. You're losing opportunities. You're losing momentum. You're losing the compound effect. That 1 hour you wasted today wasn't just 1 hour. It was the book you never wrote, the skill you never developed, the client you never reached out to. One unscheduled morning leads to one unfocused day, then one unfocused year, then a life full of what if. Let me give you a picture. 2 people wake up at 6 a.m., same morning, same life potential. The first one planned their day the night before. They know their priorities, work, learning, rest. They know when they'll start and when they'll finish. They don't wait to feel motivated. They follow the plan. The second person, they wake up and check their phone. Then they check their messages. Then they start reacting. They tell themselves, I'll get to it later. But later never comes. By evening, they feel tired, guilty, and confused about where the day went. Same hours, different control. One earns their day, one abandons it. You don't need more hours in the day. You need more ownership of the hours you already have. That's the key. You're not overwhelmed. You're unplanned. You're not behind because life is unfair. You're behind because you gave your most valuable resource, your time, to everything except your goals. Here's the harsh truth. Broken finances are usually just broken calendars. Delayed dreams are usually just delayed decisions. Procrastination isn't about laziness. It's a lack of structure. And structure starts with scheduling. Think about your phone battery. When it drops below 10%, you panic. You search for a charger. You change your behavior. But when your time drops, when your day slips away, you don't panic at all. You just say, tomorrow. But tomorrow doesn't fix poor habits. Tomorrow only repeats today unless you change the system. This is your wake-up call. Your time is your wealth. Every hour unplanned is a paycheck abandoned. You can't afford to keep losing salaries in silence. So what do? You start with awareness. For one full day, document everything, every task, every distraction, every wasted moment. This is your time audit. Don't change the behavior yet, just observe. See where your energy goes? You'll be shocked. You'll realize your busy is actually scattered. You'll see you didn't work 8 hours. You reacted for 8 hours. Next, prioritize. What activities generate income? What activities build skills? What activities maintain your health? These go first. They get protected time slots, non-negotiable. You don't ask, do I feel like doing it? You say, it's on the calendar. It's happening. Then eliminate default time traps, social media loops, endless news updates, unnecessary conversations. These are the thieves of your paychecks. They steal your time. And when they steal your time, they steal your money. You don't need to delete everything forever. You simply schedule them. Give them a boundary. 10 minutes, not 2 hours. This is discipline. And discipline creates freedom, not the other way around. You might say, but I like being spontaneous. Listen carefully. You can schedule spontaneity. You can block an hour and say, this is free exploration time. You're not losing freedom. You're protecting it. Freedom without structure is chaos. And chaos is expensive. Remember, skills delayed are money delayed. A language you didn't study, a business idea you didn't build, a skill you didn't sharpen, all because your day was blank. Wealth doesn't leave you because of failure. It leaves you because of drift. Every hour unplanned is a paycheck abandoned. You must feel that. You must let it sting enough to change. You have a choice right now. You can continue to see how the day goes, or you can decide how the day will go. One is reaction. The other is creation. One builds regret. The other builds wealth. And no, you don't need anyone's permission to take control. You don't need permission to say, I'm unavailable. You're not rude for protecting your future. You're responsible. You're focused. You're different now. This chapter isn't about making you feel guilty. It's about making you feel responsible. Because responsibility is power. When you know your time is yours, not life's, not society's, not distractions, then you finally start winning. So understand this. An unscheduled day is a silent thief. It doesn't break in loudly. It slips through the cracks. It looks harmless, but it takes everything, your energy, your confidence, your future. But the opposite is also true. A scheduled day is a silent builder. It builds momentum. It builds discipline. It builds wealth. Your calendar is your construction site. You've seen the cost of chaos. Now it's time to learn how to turn time into currency. You're not a victim of your minutes anymore. You're the owner. You've faced the truth. You've seen the cost of an unscheduled life. Now, it's time to take back control of every hour you own. Up next, you've seen what happens when you don't plan your time. Now let's learn how to treat your hours like they're actual money. Chapter 3. Treat your hours like currency. Money is not your first currency. Time is. You spend time before you ever earn money. You lose time before you ever lose dollars. You can go broke and rebuild financially, but once an hour is gone, it never comes back. That's why the wealthy protect their time like treasure. They budget it. They invest it. They refuse to waste it. You must learn to do the same. Protect your hours like you protect your money. Here's the first shift you need to make. Stop saying, I don't have time. Start saying, I won't spend time on this. Feel the difference. One is helpless. The other is powerful. One makes you a victim. The other makes you responsible. You have a choice. You always did. It's not about 24 hours. It's about ownership of 24 hours. When you say, I don't have time, what you really mean is, it's not a priority. You're not out of time. You're out of intention. Nobody stole your day. You spent it. You invested it or you wasted it. That's the key. Time is currency. You are spending it every minute whether you realize it or not. Think of your hours like money in a bank account. Every morning you wake up with 24 deposits. You can spend them, invest them, or throw them away. But you only get 24, not 25, not 26. Everyone gets the same. What separates you from the wealthy isn't your income. It's how you spend your hours. Most people guard their money but give away their hours freely. They'll hesitate to lend $50, but they'll hand over 2 hours to a meaningless conversation. They'll track every expense in a finance app but never track where their time goes. That's why they stay stuck. They're financially broke because they're time bankrupt first. Protect your hours like you protect your money. So here's your challenge. Create a personal ledger of hours, just like a financial ledger. Divide your time into 3 categories: earning hours, learning hours, and recovery hours. Earning hours are the hours that directly or indirectly produce income. Your job, your business, your side hustle. These are the hours that pay the bills and build the dream. Learning hours are the hours that increase your value. Reading, studying, practicing skills, watching tutorials. This is how you upgrade your future income. Recovery hours are the hours that recharge you. Sleep, exercise, reflection, family. Rest is not wasted time. Rest is maintenance. You don't skip oil changes on a car and expect it to run. You don't skip recovery and expect your mind to perform. Now, look at your last 7 days. How many earning hours did you have? How many learning hours? How many recovery hours? For most people, the answer is unclear. That's the problem. What you don't track, you waste. What you don't measure, you lose. Start tracking, literally. Write it down or use a simple spreadsheet. If you wouldn't let $500 disappear without knowing where it went, why are you letting 5 hours vanish daily? Protect your hours like you protect your money. You might feel resistance right now. Good. That's your old identity trying to survive. The identity that said, I'm too busy. The identity that said, one day I'll start. You don't need their permission to change. Not your friends, not your family, not your past self. You own your hours now. This isn't about perfection. It's about stewardship. You don't need to control every minute, but you must control the important ones. You must schedule the non-negotiables. If your finances matter, block time to build income. If your future matters, block time to learn. If your health matters, block time to recover. Because here's the harsh truth. You are already spending your hours somewhere. The question is, are you getting a return? Watching endless videos is spending. Practicing your craft is investing. Gossip is spending. Strategic planning is investing. Sleep is recovery. Scrolling is decay. You have a choice. You always did. It's not about motivation. It's about allocation. You don't need more time. You need more discipline with the time you have. Stop waiting for life to slow down. It won't. Stop waiting for more free time. It won't come. You create free time by mastering paid time, learning time, and recovery time. And yes, people will question you. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're obsessed. But you don't need their permission. You're not obsessed. You're focused. You're not rigid. You're responsible. They don't protect their hours because they don't value their future. You do. Protect your hours like you protect your money. Let's make this real with a simple exercise. Take out a sheet of paper. Draw 3 columns: earning, learning, recov. Now assign hours to each one for tomorrow. Not someday. Tomorrow. That is your time budget. Live by it. It's your financial blueprint in disguise, and when you fail, and sometimes you will, you don't quit. You reset. You recommit. You try again. That's the key. It's not about flaw. It's about discipline. Because here's the truth most people never face. You don't lose control of your life in one moment. You lose it one unscheduled hour at a time. And you don't build a powerful life all at once. You build it one protected hour at a time. So let me say it once more. Protect your hours like you protect your money. You wouldn't leave your wallet open in the middle of the street. Stop leaving your time open for anyone to take. You now understand the value of your hours. You understand that time is not just something you use. It is something you spend. And the way you spend it determines your wealth, your peace, your legacy. You've taken another step. You've started treating time like currency. Now it's time to go even deeper. You've learned to value your hours. But now you must learn how to place them inside a system that guarantees progress, not just effort. Chapter 4, Goals Don't Work. Schedules. Do goals are not your problem. Motivation is not your problem. Your calendar is. You don't need more dreams. You don't need another vision board. You need a schedule that tells you exactly where your hours go and when they go there. Because here's the truth. A goal without a time slot is just a fantasy. You can dream about being wealthy, healthy, successful, respected. But if it's not scheduled, it's not real. People love to plan, but they hate to commit. They love the high of inspiration, but avoid the discipline of structure. They mistake adrenaline for strategy. They think writing goals is progress. It's not. Writing it down isn't the work. Showing up when you said you would is the work. That's the difference between dreamers and professionals. Professionals don't wait for motivation. They wait for the clock. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They say, it's 6 a.m., it's on the schedule. I show up. That's the key. Look at elite athletes. They don't wake up and decide whether they're motivated. Their training is scheduled, down to the hour, sometimes down to the minute. They eat by schedule. They sleep by schedule. Their rest is scheduled. That's why they win. Not because they're more talented, but because discipline lives in their calendar. The same with CEOs. Their entire day is blocked. Meetings, strategy sessions, workouts, family time. Every hour has a name. There is no free-floating time. You, on the other hand, might be operating on vibes. You wake up and respond. You let the day tell you what to do instead of telling the day how it will go. You say you're busy, but you can't show me where your hours went. You say you want success, but your schedule says comfort. You say you value growth, but your calendar is empty of it. That's the silent contradiction killing your potential. So here's your shift. Stop asking, what are my goals? And start asking, where are my hours going? Because hours are the real currency of your life. Every hour is an investment. You either spend it to grow or you spend it to stay the same. That's the decision you make every day, whether you know it or not. And the schedule is the ledger that records it. No schedule, no accountability. No accountability, no progress. It's that simple. You have a choice. You can keep fantasizing or you can start organizing. You can keep visualizing or you can start scheduling. A dream without a time slot is just a fantasy. Say it again. A dream without a time slot is just a fantasy. The repetition matters because your brain loves to forget what matters most. Let's get practical. Step 1. Write down your top 3 priorities. Not 10, 3. Step 2. Assign each priority a time slot, daily or weekly, non-negotiable. If it matters, it must exist somewhere on a calendar. If it doesn't exist there, you don't actually value it. Stop lying to yourself. Step 3. Protect that time like you protect your money. No distractions, no casual invitations, no notifications. When the calendar says work, you work. When it says learn, you learn. When it says train, you train. People say, but what if something comes up? Something always comes up. Discipline is deciding what gets to interrupt you. Most people treat their calendar like a suggestion. Successful people treat it like a contract. You signed it. You honor it. You don't need permission to protect your time. You don't owe anyone an apology for honoring your schedule. You don't need their permission. Let this sink in. Your future isn't built in your dreams. It's built in your daily blocks of time. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And your calendar is the system. If your calendar is chaotic, your life will be chaotic. If your calendar is disciplined, your life will be disciplined. That's the key. You might think goals give you direction, but schedules give you movement. And movement beats intention every single time. Movement creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates consistency. And consistency builds success. But it all starts with one simple habit. Putting it on the calendar and showing up even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. So stop trying to manifest results you're not willing to schedule. Stop chasing motivation and start chasing structure. Instead of saying, one day I'll start, say, at 7 a.m. tomorrow I begin. Instead of saying, I hope I'll have time, say, it's already on the schedule. Instead of buying another journal, open your calendar. A dream without a time slot is just a fantasy. This is where transformation begins. In your daily routine, in the hours no one sees, in the boring repetition, in the quiet decision to honor your schedule. That's how you build wealth. That's how you build discipline. That's how you build a life you're proud of. You set goals to feel inspired. You build schedules to become unstoppable. Stop relying on hope. Start relying on habits. Stop counting days. Start counting hours. Because that's where your freedom is hiding. Inside your calendar, you understand now. Goals don't move your life forward. Your schedule does. And if it's not on the schedule, it will never be real. You mastered this truth. Now it's time to multiply it. Now let's go deeper into execution. Chapter 5. Build a non-N1EG203T 4I5.6 able. Your morning is not just the beginning of your day. It is the steering wheel of your finances. The way you start determines the direction you travel. You can drift or you can drive. Win the morning, win your money. That's the rule. That's the standard. That's the key. Most people lose the day before 9 a.m. They wake up late. They scroll. They react. Their mind is already behind. Their money follows. You can't expect financial discipline when your first decision is to hit snooze. You can't demand success from a day you didn't even take control of. That's the truth. You have a choice. The first hour of your day is sacred. It is the most powerful hour you'll ever own. No notifications, no chaos, no noise, just direction. Win the morning, win your money. You don't need their permission to protect it. You don't need perfect circumstances. You need discipline. Why does the morning matter? Because your brain is fresh. Your willpower is highest. Your environment is quiet. You either use that to build your life or you waste it and repair damage later. It's not about being a morning person. It's about being a responsible person. It's not about motivation. It's about discipline. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They own their mornings. Athletes, executives, creators, investors. They don't wake up and wander. They wake up with intention. Their first hour has purpose. They guard it like money. You must do the same. Win the morning, win your money. So let's make it practical. Step 1. Wake up on your terms. Set a wake-up time. Not when you feel like it. Not when you're done scrolling. A fixed time. Every day, your alarm clock becomes your first act of discipline. You don't negotiate with it. You don't debate with it. You obey it. Because if you can't control the first minute of your day, you won't control your time, your money, or your future. You have a choice. Step 2. No phone, no distractions. Your phone is a thief. The moment you touch it, you've already handed control of your mind to someone else's agenda. Break the habit. No social media, no emails, no notifications in the first hour. That's the key. This is your time to command, not consume. You don't need their permission to disconnect. Step 3. Move your body. You don't need a gym membership. You need movement. Push-ups, stretching, walking, whatever it is, it sends a message to your brain. I run this body. I run this life. Physical momentum creates mental momentum, and mental momentum makes you productive, disciplined, and financially focused. This isn't about fitness. It's about discipline. Step 4. Plan and prioritize. Sit down. Open your schedule. Look at your day before the world gets to shape it for you. Ask, what are my top 3 tasks that move my finances forward? Then put them into specific time slots. Remember, a dream without a time slot is just a fantasy. This is how you turn fantasy into finance. This is how you win. Step 5. Feed your mind. Read, journal, study money, study behavior, study something that sharpens you. 5 pages, 10 minutes, doesn't matter. What matters is the signal it sends. You are a builder, not a consumer. You're not scrolling for entertainment. You're feeding your future. Win the morning, win your money. These steps are not glamorous. They are not exciting. They are discipline. And discipline is what builds wealth. Some people wait to feel inspired before they start. That's weakness disguised as patience. Professionals don't wait. They schedule. They execute. They repeat. You might be thinking, but I'm not a morning person. Stop. That's a label, not a law. You weren't born scrolling TikTok. You weren't born hitting snooze. These are learned behaviors. And if you learned them, you can unlearn them. You have a choice. It's not about comfort. It's about discipline. Your morning routine doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be non-negotiable. That's the difference. If you only follow your routine when you feel good, it's not a routine, it's a hobby. But when you follow it on good days, bad days, tired days, that's discipline. That's how your life changes. And here's the brutal truth. If you can't control your mornings, money will control your life. Bills will control you. Emergencies will control you. Other people's urgency will control you. Freedom starts in the first hour. Because when you win the morning, you win your money. But let's be clear. This isn't about waking up early for the sake of it. This isn't about copying someone else's miracle morning. This is about ownership. Ownership of your decisions. Ownership of your time. Ownership of your future. You don't need their permission. You just need to start. So set the alarm. Get up, move, plan, study, and repeat, day after day. Not because it's easy, because it's necessary. Because every morning you control is proof. You are not the same as yesterday. You are building structure. You are building discipline. You are building wealth from the first minute of the day. That's how champions operate. That's how leaders live. That's how wealth is built, quietly, repeatedly, in the early hours when nobody's watching. Win the morning, win your money. You've heard enough theories. Now it's action. Tomorrow morning is your test. The alarm rings. In that second, you decide who you are, the old you or the disciplined you, the one who reacts or the one who leads. You have a choice. You now understand this truth. The morning isn't just a time, it's a financial strategy. You mastered it here. Now it's time to take that mastery into the world, because once you control your mornings, you're ready for the next level. Chapter 6. Eliminate time. Leaks. Your life isn't falling apart because you don't have time. It's falling apart because you're leaking it. Not in big, obvious ways. In quiet, invisible moments. 5 minutes here. 10 minutes there. A notification. A scroll. A pointless conversation. And then you say, I'm busy. No, you're not busy. You're leaking. That's the truth. That's the key. The difference between people who build wealth and people who stay stuck is not intelligence. It's not luck. It's the ability to protect time from being stolen. You don't need more hours. You need fewer leaks. You have a choice. Most time leaks don't feel like the problem. They feel normal. They feel harmless. Just checking my phone. Just one more video. Just a quick meeting. But every just is costing you something. Opportunity, progress, income, growth. You're not busy. You're leaking. Hidden time drain. 1. Notifications. Your phone is not a tool. It's a slot machine. Notifications are the 1-cent rings that steal $1,000 worth of focus. Every buzz, every ping, every preview drags your brain out, then forces it to fight its way back in. You lose time. You lose rhythm. You lose momentum. Turn them off. All of them. Email, social apps. There. You just stopped one of your biggest leaks. You don't need their permission to be unreachable. Hidden time, drain. 2. Scrolling and entertainment loops. Let's tell the truth. You don't relax scrolling. You numb yourself. You escape. And the problem is you think it's harmless because it's free. It's not free. You are paying for it with your future. Every 20 minutes on social media is a deposit into someone else's bank account, not yours. Every hour of scrolling is an hour of skills not learned, money not earned, life not built. You're not busy. You're leaking. Hidden time drain. 3. Unnecessary conversations and meetings with no agenda. Conversations with no purpose. People who want your ear but don't respect your time. This is how your calendar is hijacked. You say yes to be polite, but politeness is expensive. Every unnecessary yes is a no to your goals. You don't need to attend every discussion. You don't need to answer every call. You don't need their permission to protect your hours. That's the key. The time audit method, your wake-up call. If you want to see how much you're really leaking, do this. Track every 30 minutes of your life for 3 days. Every task, every distraction, every scroll, every delay. Write it down. No judgment, just truth. This is the time audit method. Why does it work? Because it destroys the illusion that you're busy. It shows you the leaks in plain sight. It forces you to confront how much time you trade for nothing. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll notice patterns. You check your phone 40 times before noon. You spend 2 hours thinking about starting. You lose 15 minutes deciding what to do next because you didn't plan the day before. You want control? Start here. You're not busy. You're leaking. Plug the leaks. Reclaim the hours. Once you've done the audit, you take action. You redesign your environment. Turn off 90% of notifications. If it's not life or income critical, it doesn't deserve to ring. Set app limits or delete the apps entirely. If it's stealing your morning, it's stealing your money. Say no more often. Not with apology. With certainty. I don't have time for that right now. Schedule recovery on purpose. Rest is not scrolling. Rest is intentional. Reading, breathing, sleeping, walking. It's not about being a machine. It's about being in control, excuses or ownership. You choose. You might say, but I need my phone for work. Fine, use it for work, not for wasting, not for leaking. Or you might say, but what if I miss something important? If it's truly important, they will call twice. You won't miss anything that matters. You will only miss the things that drain you. This chapter is not about time management. This is about self-management. It's not about perfection. It's about awareness. Once you see the leaks, you have a choice. Fix them or stay broke. Why this matters to money time leaks are money leaks. Every hour wasted is an income stream delayed. Every distraction is a decision postponed. Wealth doesn't appear. Wealth is built in hours, in focus, in execution. You want more money? Protect more minutes. You want more opportunity? Eliminate more leaks. It's not about laziness. It's about discipline. Not about being busy. About being effective. Not about perfection. About direction. You can take control right now. Turn off the noise. Audit your time. Plug the leaks. Or you can keep saying, I'm overwhelmed. I'm busy. But understand this. You're not busy. You're leaking. The moment of control, you have a choice today. You can keep bleeding minutes into meaningless tasks, or you can hold them, direct them, invest them. You can keep pretending your problem is lack of time, or you can admit your problem is lack of control, ownership or excuses, discipline or distraction. You choose. That's the key, because once you eliminate time leaks, you don't just gain hours back, you gain power back. Power over your calendar, power over your future, power over your money, and that power prepares you for the next level of discipline, not just eliminating distractions, but building systems that win even when you don't feel like working. You stop the leaks. Now it's time to build the machine. Chapter 7. Schedule your skills. Before your success, success is not waiting for you. It's not hiding somewhere for you to discover. Success is a byproduct. It comes after the skill. And skill only comes after discipline, not luck, not talent. Discipline. You've been told to dream big, but you were never told to schedule your growth. You want a bigger income? You want better opportunities? Then understand this right now. Skill first, success second. That's the law. Nobody tells you this because it sounds boring. They want to sell you motivation. They want to sell you excitement. But motivation fades, excitement dies. A skill stays. A skill pays you for the rest of your life. But only if you schedule it. Only if you build it like a job. You have a choice. Keep living on autopilot or pick one skill and master it. And don't just try. Don't just consume content. Schedule it. Block time. Defend it. Put it in your calendar like a meeting with your future self. Because the truth is simple. Income grows only after skill grows, and skill only grows when scheduled. Most people want success, but they don't study. They don't train. They don't practice. They think success is hours of random effort. It's not. 10 hours of mindless work will never beat 1 hour of focused, deliberate learning. You know this. You've felt it. You've worked long days and stayed stuck. Why? Because you haven't prioritized skill. You haven't made skill your job? You say you don't have time? That's not the issue. You do have time. Your schedule just belongs to distractions. Social media owns your time. Entertainment owns your time. Your comfort owns your time. But not anymore. Skill first, success second. That's your new rule. Think about the most respected people in any industry. Athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, engineers. They don't practice when they feel inspired. They don't learn when they have free time. No, they schedule it like oxygen. They treat skill building like a non-negotiable appointment. Every day. No excuses. So what's stopping you from doing the same? Fear of failing? Fear of being a beginner? Get over it. Being bad at something is the price of becoming great at it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. You need to show up whether it feels good or not. Because success is not emotional, it's mathematical. Reps in. Results out. Skill first. Success second. Here's what discipline looks like in real life. You choose one skill that actually moves your life forward. Not 10. 1. You schedule at least 1 hour a day to study, practice, or improve that skill. You shut out distractions during that hour. No phone, no noise, no multitasking. You repeat that process every single day, whether it's convenient or not, Because if it's not on your schedule, it's not a priority. If it's not a priority, it won't happen. This is where most people fail. They think motivation replaces repetition. They think wanting something badly enough is enough. It's not. Desire without discipline is a fantasy. You have to study like it's your job, because it is. You are responsible for your future employer, you. And you cannot pay yourself with excuses. You cannot build a future on entertainment. You build it with skill. You build it with practice. You build it with time you protect, not time you left over. 1 hour a day of learning beats 10 hours of shallow work. That single hour compounds. 1 year of daily study equals 365 hours, more than 9 full work weeks of pure growth. That's what people don't see. They see your success later. They don't see your scheduled discipline now. You want more income? Then stop chasing money and start earning competence. Money follows mastery. Opportunities follow expertise. Demand follows excellence. You don't need a bigger paycheck. You need bigger skill. You don't need another inspirational quote. You need a calendar and a pen. Skill first, success second. Say it again. Feel it. Live it. This chapter isn't about theory. It's a command. Pick your skill. Write it down. Schedule it. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until you feel ready. You have a choice. Right now. You can keep saying one day, or you can write today. 7-8 a.m. skill training. That's the difference between wishing and creating. Protect that hour like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your future is being built or destroyed by how you spend your time. Every day you skip practice, you delay your success. Every day you show up, you pull it closer. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You just need discipline. Skill is the seed. Success is the harvest. You can't reap what you never planted. You can't plant when you feel like it. You plant every day. In the cold, in the rain, in the dark. Because one day the sun rises, the field grows, and the world calls you talented. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't talent. It was time. Skill first, success second. Always. You've been given the formula. Schedule your growth or surrender your future. You mastered your excuses. Now master your skill, because that's the key. That's the path. And you've always had the choice. You mastered your schedule. Now let's talk about the one resource you keep wasting without noticing. Chapter 8. Guard your evenings. They decide tomorrow. Your life is not decided in the morning. It's decided the night before. You think your mornings determine your success? No. Your mornings only reveal the decisions you made last night. Your energy, your discipline, your clarity. They are all built in the final hours of your day. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your routines. And your most important routine happens when the world goes quiet. That's the key. Your tomorrow is built the night before. You have a choice. You can end your day like everyone else, scrolling, snacking, and in survival mode. Or you can end your day like a leader, reflecting, resetting, and preparing for war. Don't the 6 a.m. version of you deserve better? You have dreams of success, but you're gambling them away every night with distractions, noise, and chaos. It's not about motivation. It's about structure. It's not about being a night owl. It's about being in control. Your tomorrow is built the night before. Your evenings decide 2 critical things, your energy and your clarity. Wake up tired? That didn't start in the morning. It started when you kept scrolling past midnight. Feel lost, stressed, unfocused? That didn't happen when the alarm rang. It happened when you went to sleep with a scattered mind and zero plan. Success is not about how early you wake up. It's about how intentionally you shut down the previous day. This is where discipline lives. After the workday ends, after the world is quiet, when no one is watching, that's when your future self is either betrayed or protected. So what does guard your evenings actually look like? It starts with rituals, not reactions. No more falling into bed with your phone in your hand. No more falling asleep with unfinished thoughts and unresolved stress running through your system. You don't end the day by accident. You end it on purpose. You end it like someone who knows the value of their life. Here's the formula. Reflection. 2. Preparation. 3. Digital shutdown, simple, non-negotiable, and life-changing. Step 1. Reflection. Take 10 minutes. No noise, no distractions. Ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? What did I waste? What must improve tomorrow? No judgment, no drama, just clarity. Because clarity is power. This reflection resets your brain. It stops you from dragging today's failures into tomorrow's opportunities. That's the key. If you don't reflect, you repeat. You repeat the same mistakes, the same distractions, the same excuses. Your tomorrow is built the night before. Step 2. Preparation. Success hates chaos. Success needs order, so you don't wait until morning to plan your day. You plan it before you sleep. You write the top 3 things you must execute tomorrow. Not 10, 3. Because discipline is about precision, not overwhelm. You pack the gym clothes. You set the coffee maker. You lay out your tools for the next battle. You're telling your brain, we're not hoping tomorrow works. We're making sure it does. This removes resistance. This removes excuses. This is how you wake up with direction, not confusion. Step 3. Digital shutdown. This is where most people fail. They treat their phone like oxygen. They let screens control their sleep, their mood, their focus. But champions? They shut it down. No more blue light blasting your brain until 1 a.m. No more dopamine addiction right before bed. You don't need their opinions. You don't need more noise. You need quiet. You need recovery. Turn off the screens 1 hour before bed. That's discipline. That's how you rebuild your mind. That's how you recover your energy. It's not about perfection. It's about control. Your tomorrow is built the night before. But let's be real. You already know this. You already felt the difference between a chaotic night and a disciplined one. Think back. The night you stayed up scrolling, eating junk, complaining, you woke up tired, angry, late. The night you prepared, cleaned your space, set your intentions. You woke up lighter, faster, sharper. That's not luck. That's cause and effect. And if your life feels chaotic right now, it's not because your mornings are weak, but because your evenings are unguarded. You don't need a new morning routine. You need a disciplined evening routine. You don't need more motivation. You need more boundaries. You don't need people to understand. You don't need their permission. You need to make a decision. From now on, your evenings are sacred. No more self-sabotage in the name of I deserve it. No more letting exhaustion become an excuse for destruction. Rest is not scrolling. Rest is not binge-watching. Rest is not running from your life. Rest is recovery. Rest is done with intention. You have a choice tonight. You can keep ending your days in chaos, or you can build your success one evening at a time. Start small. Set a shutdown time. Prepare tomorrow's priorities. Turn off the noise, reflect, sleep. Sound simple? It is. But simple is not the same as easy. Discipline isn't glamorous, but neither is regret. Your tomorrow is built the night before. Guard your evenings like your life depends on them, because it does. Your health depends on them. Your energy depends on them. Your bank account depends on them. Every night is a test. Every night is a choice. You are either training your future or stealing from it. And the truth is, you already know what needs to change. Now you need the discipline to do it. You've strengthened your nights. You've taken control of tomorrow before it arrives. That's how leaders live. But there's another silent enemy you must confront. The enemy inside your own head. You guarded your evenings. Now it's time to guard something even more dangerous, your inner voice. Chapter 9. Stop being available for everyone. You're tired and you think it's because you're overworked. But that's not the truth. You're tired because you're over-accessible. You are available to everyone at every hour for every minor emergency that doesn't belong to you. You answer every message. You agree to every request. You pick up every call. And then you wonder why you have no energy left to build your own life. Here's the truth you've been avoiding. Saying yes to everything makes you broke, distracted, and exhausted. Your time is expensive. Make them earn it. You weren't born to be a 24/7 customer service provider for other people's chaos. You aren't obligated to respond instantly. You aren't required to attend every conversation, every lunch, every favor. You feel guilty when you don't, but guilt is not your compass. Your calendar is. Every time you say yes to something small, you are silently saying no to something that could change your life. That's the key. Your time is expensive. Make them earn it. Look at your life. How many dreams have been delayed because you were busy fixing someone else's problems? How many hours have been wasted listening to drama that doesn't pay your bills or elevate your future? You tell yourself you're being helpful. No, you're being drained. You're not a hero. You're a human battery being drained by emotional vampires. And emotional vampires don't need your blood, they want your schedule. They want your attention. They want your energy. But your time is expensive. Make them earn it. You have a choice. You can live your life constantly reacting to notifications, invitations, opinions, and expectations. Or you can choose to guard your hours with discipline. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks. You decide who gets access. You decide when. You decide whether it's worth opening. If you don't choose, someone else will choose for you. If you don't protect your time, they will waste it for you. Your time is expensive. Make them earn it. Start here. Stop replying instantly. You don't owe anyone your immediate attention. Urgency is often a trap built by other people's procrastination. Just because they failed to plan doesn't mean you have to pay. Give yourself permission to respond later or not at all. You don't need their permission to protect your peace. That's discipline. It's not about being rude, it's about being responsible. Next, audit your social interactions. How many conversations leave you inspired? How many leave you empty? That's your clue. If someone constantly brings complaints, drama, or negativity, set limits. Don't argue. Don't explain. Don't apologize. Just reduce access. You don't need permission to disappear from chaos. You don't need approval to focus on growth. Your time is expensive. Make them earn it. Some people will call you selfish. Let them. Because the truth is, they benefited from your lack of boundaries. They liked you better when you were always available. Being constantly available made you likable, but it also made you broke. You didn't have time to build, learn, or invest. You were too busy making sure no one was upset with you. People-pleasing is just fear wearing a smile. It's not about being liked, it's about being in control. Let's get tactical. 1. Create do not disturb hours. Block out hours where you are unreachable. No calls, no social media, no texts. These are hours where you work, learn, or rest. Protect them like your paycheck depends on it, because it does. Your time is expensive. Make them earn it. Say no without writing a paragraph. You don't owe anyone a presentation on why you can't attend. I won't be able to make it. That's it. Short, clean, powerful. Stop justifying. Stop over-explaining. Boundaries don't require essays. They require backbone. Limit access to your calendar. Not every meeting is necessary. Not every invitation is an opportunity. Ask yourself, will this move me forward? If not, decline. If someone wants your time, let them schedule it in advance. Let them show effort. Why? Because your time is expensive. Make them earn it. You might be thinking, but what if people get upset? Let them. Because here's the truth. People who respect you won't punish you for having boundaries. Only the people who were using you will. Their reaction reveals their intention. Don't let your future die in the hands of guilt manipulators. This is your life. You have 24 hours. That's your wealth. You can invest it in building skills, growing income, protecting your health. Or you can spend it listening to complaints and fixing problems that aren't yours. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Your time is expensive. Make them earn it. Remember this. Every yes is a contract. You are trading time from your life for something else. If that something else doesn't pay you, grow you, or ground you, say no. You aren't rejecting people. You are protecting your future. And that's not selfish. That's wisdom. Your financial future is not only determined by what you do, but by what you refuse to do. You must refuse to be available 24/7. You must refuse to be the emergency room for everyone's problems. You must refuse to sacrifice your dream to protect their comfort. Discipline starts with a boundary. Freedom begins with a no, and that brings us back to the core message of this book. Time management is money management. When you give away your time freely, you give away your wealth. When you protect your time fiercely, you build your wealth. Your time is expensive. Make them earn it. You've learned to say no. You've learned to guard your hours. Now it's time to talk about the final level of time discipline, who you allow in your environment. The people you keep around are either multiplying your time or stealing it. Chapter 10. Make time work. While you rest, you've been taught to trade time for money. Work an hour, get paid an hour. That's the mindset that traps most people in the middle. But wealthy people don't play by that rule. They design systems, assets, and routines that keep working, even when they aren't. They atone for every hour by making it a seed that grows into something that can function in their absence. That's the shift. Money that works while you sleep comes from the hours that worked while you were awake. The average person says, "I'm so tired. I need rest." And they stop. They shut down completely. But the disciplined person says, "I will rest, but my money, my systems, and my progress will not." That's the key. You can rest without stopping your growth. You can sleep while your work continues. That's not luck. That's engineering. It starts here. You cannot rest like the broke if you want to build like the wealthy. The broke rest to escape effort. The rich rest to recover effort, and their systems keep moving. You have a choice. Use your hours to build assets, or use your hours to build excuses. You don't need anyone's permission. You need discipline. Let's make this real. You record a YouTube video once, but it earns views for years. You write a digital product once, but it sells while you sleep. You set up automatic investments, but interest compounds every second you're not watching. You create a marketing funnel, but leads come in while you're on vacation. That's not magic. That's structure. Money that works while you sleep comes from hours that worked while you were awake. But there's a problem. You think automation is only for tech companies. You think delegation is only for CEOs. You're wrong. You can automate more than you think. You can delegate more than you admit. The truth is, you're not overworked. You're under-systemized. Here's where you begin. Automate what repeats. If you do it more than 3 times, build a system. Schedule your bills to autopay. Set automatic transfers to your investment account every paycheck. Use scheduling tools to post your content. Use templates for emails you send weekly. Stop repeating low-level tasks. Stop relying on your memory. Systems don't forget. Systems don't get tired. Systems don't complain. Delegate what drains your focus. Your job is not to do everything. Your job is to protect your best hours for your best skills. If someone can do it 80% as well as you, delegate. Hire a freelancer. Outsource editing. Let someone else organize your calendar, design your thumbnails, edit your podcast, manage your invoices. Why? Because your time is expensive. Spend it where only you can make impact. That's not laziness. That's leverage. 3. Build time compounding assets. Content that lives online. Courses that sell forever. Books that people buy while you're sleeping. Code that keeps operating. Investments that compound daily. Assets take time today so they can return time tomorrow. Most people are too impatient. They want payment now, not dividends later. But the disciplined? They'll sacrifice a weekend to build something that pays them for 10 years. That's the mindset shift. Money that works while you sleep comes from hours that worked while you were awake. You might be thinking, but I don't have time to build systems. Yes, you do. You just spend it reacting instead of creating. You have time. You just refuse to schedule it. You don't need more hours. You need better decisions. It's not about intelligence. It's about discipline. Remember, every hour you spend building a system is an hour you never have to spend again. That's the power of leverage. 1 hour of system building can save you 100 future hours of stress. But you'd rather keep repeating your mistakes because it feels faster. That's why you're stuck. Wealth isn't built in urgent mode. It's built in strategic mode. Let's look at real examples. Automatic investing. Set up $100 to be invested into an index fund every week. You don't think about it. You don't rely on motivation. It happens because you programmed it. Years later, it's thousands. Scheduled content. You batch create content once a week, schedule it, and it posts while you sleep. People see your face. Your brand grows. Your business scales without you touching your phone. Compounding knowledge. You study sales, finance, or coding for 1 hour every day. That's 365 hours a year, more than a college semester. That skill raises your income, even if your job stays the same. None of those examples are luck. They are decisions. They are the result of people who understood that their hours must work even when their hands don't. That's leverage. You have a choice to live as a worker of time or a builder of systems. One leads to exhaustion. The other leads to freedom. Stop being proud of how tired you are. Stop glamorizing burnout. Wealth is not about dying for your dream. Wealth is about building systems that keep your dream alive while you recover. Money that works while you sleep comes from hours that worked while you were awake. And yes, this requires sacrifice. You will have to say no to distractions. You will have to protect your mornings. You will have to build even when no one is watching. But remember, you don't need their permission. You only need discipline. You can rest without quitting. You can pause without losing progress if you've built systems that keep moving. So ask yourself, what are you building today that will still work tomorrow? What are you creating today that will feed you next year? What systems are running while you sleep? If the answer is none, then understand, your future is not being stolen by others. It's being abandoned by you. This is the difference. Employees work for money. Builders make money work for them. Employees rest and income stops. Builders rest and income continues. That's the transformation this chapter demands of you. Not tomorrow, now. You mastered saying no. You eliminated distractions. You protected your time. Now it's time to multiply it. It's time to make hours duplicate themselves, because once you make time work while you rest, wealth stops being a dream. It becomes a system. You've learned leverage. Now let's talk about loyalty to your future self. Time was your first currency, and it will be your last. Wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in the next hour you control. Your future family, your future freedom, your future peace of mind are all waiting inside your calendar. Every minute you plan is a brick in your financial foundation. Every hour you waste is a crack in your legacy. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop waiting for motivation. Open your calendar. Claim your hours. Assign them to growth, to skills, to discipline, to recovery. This audiobook didn't ask you to dream bigger. It asked you to schedule better. Now the choice is yours. So here's my challenge to you. Before today ends, schedule tomorrow. Don't let a single hour wander without purpose. Because if you don't control your time, someone else will. Your calendar is your contract with your future. Sign it with action. Sign it with discipline. Sign it now.